Okay guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how do you actually get rich in 2026 and why it all comes down to decision making. How do you make the right decisions? How do you take the right action that will lead you into living a successful life? So first things first, you have to realize that this is you and this is your life. Now, you right now probably are a broke guy, maybe unhappy, maybe anxious, maybe depressed. You have all these negative things in your life. You have to come to a realization that your life was built from the decisions that you made in the past using the knowledge that you had. So let's say a year ago, you decided to gamble all of your life savings, including your daughter's college tuition, on blackjack. And now you're broke, you're a loser, you don't have any money. That decision made you into living the life that you're currently living and watching this video. So let's say your goal is to make 10K a month. This is you now, and this is you making 10K a month. And you want to go from here all the way to here. Now, how do you actually do that? Well, you have to have the process of decision making down. Now, let's say from this point to the point where you're making 10K a month, it is required that you make 3,000 decisions. 3,000 decisions are separating you now from the person that is making 10K a month. Now, this number might be 15,000, 10,000, 20,000, maybe 100 decisions. But there is a number. So, how do you actually make the good decisions that will lead you into taking the actions that are going to lead you into making 10K a month? So the prerequisite to making good and high quality decisions is knowledge. Knowledge comes first, because if you're unexperienced, if you're uneducated, and you lack the knowledge of making the right decisions, you will simply make the wrong ones and basically suffer and make your life even worse and make a lot of mistakes and probably fail a lot. So how do you obtain knowledge? Well, you learn. I mean, that's pretty simple. How do you learn? Let's say for the example of this video, you want to make 10K a month with e-commerce. How do you learn to make 10K a month with e-commerce? Well, you probably buy a course. Now, this would be a perfect segue for me to pitch my course, but I unfortunately don't have one. So, learning. You have to obtain the knowledge that will take you to making 10K a month, whether this is buying a course, investing in a mentorship, but there is a step here and you have to figure that out for yourself. Now, that is how you make the right kind of decisions. Another point I need to get into is that the high quality decisions are usually the ones that are most painful. So you probably have a question in your head, okay, I know I need to obtain the knowledge, but like if I have 10 different options for my next step, how do I choose the best one? How do I choose the correct one? Well, the correct decision is, as I said, usually the most painful one. Because painful decisions breed progress, and they breed building your character into a person that is capable of making that kind of money. And as an example, let's say right now you have started a business, you have an e-commerce store. This is your e-com store. In order for this store to go from $0 a month all the way to 10K a month, you need to probably invest in some ads, invest in some organic marketing, maybe paid ads, whatever it may be. There is a decision that will lead you there. But most people push these painful decisions in the back of their mind so they don't have to think about it, so they can be lazily productive. So here's what most people will do. They'll change their logo. They'll read a book on fucking psychology, which I'm not saying is bad, but they do stuff that is not conducive to them making 10K a month and improving their skills. They will do all these bullshit tasks that sip their energy, sip their attention, and they don't actually focus on what matters the most, and those are the painful decisions. That is another thing you have to understand. Now, focus is another big focal point of building success, because without focus, you'll be a drifter in life, you'll be in a trance-like state, and you'll probably end up in a place that you truly are not satisfied with. So why is focus important? Well, because where energy and attention flows, your subconscious mind will be programmed in a way that will lead you there. NASCAR drivers are actually taught that when they spin out, they should never put their attention towards the wall. They are taught to always look for an opening in between two cars, any opening, because what you put your mind to, what you put your energy and focus to, you will go there. If they focus on the wall, what happens? They fucking crash into the wall. But if they focus on an opening, there is a bigger chance of them making it out of that spin and surviving the race instead of crashing into the fucking wall and losing the championship. So this is also what you have to do. You have to be ruthless with your focus. Now, as an example, I'm gonna draw these two energy balls. These are not fucking tits, these are energy balls. So this is a person like yourself. They have all this energy, but they disperse it on 10 different activities. In this case, 6 activities. So let's say that's alcohol, partying, girls, friends, school, I don't know, NBA. They disperse their energy on all these different activities, so what will happen? If they want to progress with NBA and become a basketball player, but they also focus on school and partying and friends and girls, they'll probably diminish their progress. They'll make 1% progress here, 0.5% progress here, 2% progress here. Like, you get the point. You'll make diminishing progress. You will not actually achieve anything significant because your focus is not on a singular point. Now, a person like myself has their focus only on money, only on success, only on business, which is why I was able to scale my business to making 50K a month with e-commerce. That is what you have to do. You have to put your energy towards one thing, not 10 different things, only on one thing. Only then, when you put your focus towards something and you truly dedicate yourself to that task, to that journey, will you then see actual progress. Anything else is bullshit. Anything else that people tell you is bullshit. Work-life balance is bullshit. Having any kind of balance is bullshit if you want extreme results. People will say, like, you have to have a work-life balance. You have to balance your life out. You have to balance the training and the working and the business and the fucking school, whatever. But if you want extraordinary results, you need to be extreme with your actions and extreme with your intention and attention. That's what you have to do. So get this psyop out of your mind that you can have a balanced life if you're currently broke but want to make a lot of money. Balance can come when you're making a lot of money. That's when you can put in a bit of balance, put in a bit of more activities, more hobbies. But as of right now, you certainly don't need that. It will certainly diminish your progress. So as a kind of morbid example, let's say you have cancer, God forbid, and you need to pay a lot of money for your cancer treatment. In that moment, where do you think your attention will flow? Would you give a fuck about TV or basketball or alcohol or partying or fucking gym? Would you really give a fuck about those things? Now, I'm not saying gym is a bad thing necessarily, it's a good thing, but in that moment, would you really give a fuck about those things? Probably not. What would you care about? You would care about money, care about hustling, grinding, lending money, getting some loan sharks money to pay for your cancer treatment so you can survive. And what is interesting to me is that most people need these kind of morbid and dark situations in their life to truly put their focus towards something. An example that you probably heard of is, let's say somebody came up to you and put a fucking gun to your head. I know how to draw a gun, but put a gun to your head, and this is you, fucking retarded. And they put a gun to your head, and they will shoot a bullet unless you make 10K by the end of March. In that moment, would you really doubt that you would make 10K a month? Like, no, you have to survive. You have to fucking make 10K a month that way or the other. So your focus is already there, but you're just not putting importance enough on money and success because you are struggling to delay the fucking gratification. You're struggling to delay the good things that you're indulging in right now to indulge in them a bit later on. A year from now, 2 years from now, the girls, the partying, the alcohol will still be there. It will not be fucking extinct. So you can enjoy those things later if you want to, but right now, your importance should be, or your attention should be on money and nothing else. Because your current life situation will continue to get worse and worse and worse until you can shift your focus and attention only on money and nothing else. That is what you have to do. So I hope this video was pretty clear. I hope you can apply the concepts that I mentioned kind of asking yourself what led me to living a life right now. What is my attention and focus channeled on? What am I channeling my attention towards? What I truly care about things in life? Ask yourself those questions, kind of analyze your life, and come to a conclusion that if you don't start prioritizing success, your own self-improvement, and money, your life is going to get worse and worse. So, hope everything has been clear. Share the video, like the video. That's pretty much it. So,